How excited we are about this. You know, when most people who want to know about their heritage, they go to their grandma, grandpa, but now there is new technology that can help you trace your roots using DNA. It's especially having an impact among African Americans who are tracing their heritage all the way back to the homeland, Africa. ABC's Ron Claiborne did some very personal investigating.
Like so many Americans, I've always wondered about my own roots. As with many African Americans, I've never known from where in Africa my ancestors came. For most of us, the search ends here, in slavery.
The transatlantic slave trade broke apart, families, cultures, traditions. We lost all of that information.
12 million people were taken from Africa in chains. There is no record of who they were or where they came from.
The loss of the information is, it's one of the greatest tragedies of slavery.
28 years ago, the miniseries Roots inspired Black Americans to search for their roots. But at the time, there was little they could do. Now there is. DNA testing can determine where in Africa our forebears were from. Among those using the test to trace their family's past, Spike Lee, Oprah Winfrey, and actor Isaiah Washington, one of the stars of Grey's Anatomy.
Brother Washington, your mitochondrial DNA is quite common among the Mende and Temne people in Sierra Leone. Yeah!
Each individual has a unique DNA signature passed down from their ancestors. That DNA signature is then compared to DNA from present-day Africans to see if there's a match. Dr. Rick Kittles has compiled a database of this DNA, which is the largest in the country.
The communities that we've sampled are those that the historians have suggested have played a very big role in terms of the transatlantic slave trade.
Nia Igwen is African-American from Maryland. Her husband, Kelechi, is Nigerian, a member of the Igbo ethnic group. As a surprise, Kelechi submitted samples of Nia's family's DNA. The results? Her ancestors were from present-day Cameroon and Nigeria, including Igbo, just like Kelechi.
It's a stepping stone now, something to help make things a lot more clear for us. And that's a jewel to me.
Critics say African Ancestry's database is much too small for its results to be so specific.
It's not possible to link anybody in this hemisphere to an ethnic group in Africa at this time.
All the same, I decide to take the African Ancestry DNA test myself.
They say in 2 weeks I will have some clues, some information as to my African ancestry.
My hope is to fill in the void in my family's past.
And joining us now, ABC's Ron Claiborne and Isaiah Washington, star of ABC's Grey's Anatomy. And you're going to have to wait just a moment, my friend. The results are right here. But Isaiah, a common question people ask, where are you from? How do you respond to that now?
Now when I travel abroad, I can say actually from Sierra Leone on my mother's side and from Angola on my father's side.
And that was important to you to
Very
be able to say
important to me.
that?
Being in London, being in Canada, where there are other ethnicities that are from their native lands, I realized that I could only answer at the time that I was from Houston, Texas, or that I resided in New York. So now I have much more of a global approach.
And your wife also went through this
Yeah,
DNA
she
testing?
is tested, and she shares ancestry with the Yoruba out of Nigeria as well.
And so it's important to be able to tell your children exactly their ancestry.
They're very clear already that they're from Mende, and that Mende is they reside in Sierra Leone, and that the Portuguese named Sierra Leone, Lion Mountain. Already at 6 and 3, they're very clear, and I'm very excited about that.
Well, I know that you were we saw your reaction. We'll see about Ron. And we should say anybody can do this, right? Anybody can go through this.
Yes, anybody can. You can test your maternal or paternal lineage through this DNA testing.
And it's about $345, somewhere around that?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, $349, plus tax. All right, are you ready, Ron? Are you ready?
I don't know if I'm ready.
Okay. It is with great pleasure that I report the analysis successfully identified your maternal genetic ancestry. Ashanti people in Ghana.
Is that right? Wow.
Ashanti people.
That's amazing, yeah.
Get out the Kente Club.
That is that is terrific. Wow.
What's the feeling right now?
Oh my God.
It's excitement. It's like a door has been opened because all my life, and I thought about this, I always figured that I would never know that. There'd never be a way to figure out where my family originated from, and now that's amazing, really.
Ashanti.
Yeah.
Can you convey to people why the importance? Like you see what happened in New Orleans, and that was a major slave port, and now a lot of that, the history of that is literally washed away.
Wow, you were sleeping under my bed. I just had that conversation on the way over here, and I'm just glad for Gina Page, the CEO of African Ancestry, and Dr. Rick Hiddles, that we now have access to an extraordinary database that can always have us pinpoint our ancestry. So I'm just happy to be part of a very revolutionary process on the ground floor. I'm just a vessel to move this vehicle along, and to see this man be very touched, as I was, and try to keep it going.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's amazing.
You inspire us both.
It's terrific.
All right. You got to call your mom. All right. Thank you.
I will.
All right. We'll be right back. We'll have more in a moment. Come on back. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.